Okay, class. Well, we are into our week of February 6th through 11th on active learning and writing with technologies. And so this week there's you'll be watching a presentation about writing activities with technologies, and that's a recorded presentation. And then you'll also do some exploration on the area of the wiki on tools for student writing and concept organization. But it says here, first off, and this is a lot like last week's activity, right? You're going to be looking at technologies and you're going to actually create something that you can share on the discussion board like last week. And that was fun to see what people created last week, so I think this week will also be fun to see. Anyway, what it says here is that first off, if you aren't familiar with Google Docs yet, be sure to spend some time at docs.google.com, getting an account and exploring what Google Docs has to offer. I guess Google Docs has changed their name now to Google Drive, but it's the same idea. It has all of these amazing apps and tools that you can use, and I'll feature some of those right now in this video. But anyway, if you aren't familiar with those, then make sure you go and do Google Docs. Spend some time in there and create something with that. It's a wonderful tool for educational opportunities. If you are familiar with Google Docs already, go to the class wiki and explore other writing-oriented tools. Don't just look at them, but also get into them and play around, create some fun and interesting items, and then share that on the discussion board later on. So here's the activity, that's the exploration for this week, and then there's the It's My Creation Writing Technologies discussion, and it asks you what to post onto this discussion and tell a little bit about it, and then respond to two other students' posts with what you think about their creations as well. So those are the activities for this week. So also again this week the focus is on writing activities, so I wanted to share just a little bit of an intro to Google Drive. And I have an account, of course, at Google Drive. So if you haven't already become familiar with Google Docs or Google Drive, this is the Google Drive interface. It's basically your own online bunch of files that you create, and it has different kinds of files you can create here. If you hit new, then you can create a document, a spreadsheet, or a slideshow like PowerPoint, or like spreadsheets are like Excel, and the documents are kind of like Microsoft Word if you're familiar with those. And so I just created a new Google Docs by clicking new and then Google Docs, and here it is. And I'll name that whatever I want to name it. And if you'll notice here, the interface is very much like Microsoft Word, where you have a lot of opportunities for formatting your text and writing a document. So if I write a letter in Google Drive, that's what I can do. I mean, I can write any kind of text document, but I can also add things like pictures if I want to by inserting an image and just choosing an image to upload. And so there's an image inserted. You can do all kinds of formatting with these objects on the page. And there are options here as well as options for the text here. But that's not the real power of Google Docs or Google Drive for that matter. The real power is being able to share a document with someone else and collaboratively create something. And this provides real opportunities for supporting collaboration and writing with technology. So if I click on this share button up here, I can enter the name of somebody that I know and allow that person to actually edit, comment, or view. I'm going to allow this person to edit and then send them a note. And then send that out. And that gives that person, whoever I've added as an email into this document, they can go now and they can actually add their own part to this document so that while I'm working on it, they can also be working on the document as well. Google Docs or Google Drive also does this with the slideshow presentation software and the spreadsheet software that they have. So if you wanted to create a collaborative PowerPoint type presentation or a collaborative spreadsheet, that would work as well, just by sharing the document. So that's the real power, and there are a lot of opportunities for students to use this in their work if they have Google accounts. Many schools now have Google Classroom or Google Apps for Education, And so that means that each student would already have an account to Google Docs or Google Drive. And so if you're not already familiar with this tool, it's important to become familiar with it. I'm guessing that many of you are already familiar with it, and that's why there is the wiki page on Writing with Technologies as well, that you can look up other tools to learn about if you're already kind of a ninja at Google Docs. So check that out, and if you do play around with Google Docs, it would be good to share it with someone and see what they can do in it as well, if you can make a doc and share that with them. Well, I think that's about it for this week. As we learn about active learning and writing with technologies, it'll be fun to see what you create. And have a great week.